Hey everybody. Okay, so I decided to make this video for you guys because when we last left off, our last class was reading Where Are You Going, Where Have You Been? You also have a reader response coming up for that story, or you can choose to write about A Good Man Is Hard to Find by Flannery O'Connor. So I figured that I would kind of go over A Good Man Is Hard to Find just in case, I don't know, you guys actually read it. I have no idea. At this point, you weren't really required to read it because we did read as a class. Where are you going? Where have you been? So here we go. Good Man Is Hard to Find. So it was written by Flannery O'Connor. She's fantastic. I know. Um, my cat is working me. Sorry. Shit, I just lost my thing. I'm gonna look for it. Sorry. I had a thing up to help me out with, how I wanted to present this all. And now it's gone because my computer is slower than fucking molasses. Why is it still taking so long? Stop. Okay, here we go. All right, now that I have my thing up. So this is set in Georgia in the 50s, okay? And it's got this family of 5. We have Bailey, we have the mother, the grandmother, June Starr, and John Wesley. Okay, so John Wesley, I believe it was me. Yeah, John Wesley. Okay, so they all kind of suck. Every single person in this family fucking sucks. Ooh, sorry. The beginning of the story, it opens with the grandma saying that she does not want to go to Florida. She wants to go to Tennessee because the misfit, this escaped convict, escaped murderer, is on the loose, and they don't know, the last that they read or the last report was that he was headed for Florida or he's in Florida. So she says we shouldn't go there because why do we want to possibly run into a murderer? Okay, so on their way, they stop at Red Sammy's barbecue. And while they're there, the grandmother and Red Sammy have a talk about how you really can't trust people anymore and that, a good man is hard to find. So this is something that this theme of a good man is hard to find is what's going to play out throughout this story. Once they get back in the car, the kids are getting kind of antsy. The kids are totally rude. They're I don't know how else to put it, but they're very bratty. June Starr is in her teens. John Wesley is a little younger, but they are very selfish and incredibly rude to their grandmother. Not that she doesn't deserve it, though. The grandmother is incredibly selfish as well. She thinks only of herself. She does not, as you come to find out, she does not care at all about her son, Bailey. She does not care. The mother is not given a name. She's only the mother with the baby, because that is her only identity, is a mother. That's why she's not given a name. And as the kids are getting restless on their ride from Red Sammy's to continue on to Florida, the grandmother decides that she's going to tell them a story about a plantation, okay? And that this plantation had a secret passage. And the kids finally are shouting at Dad, we want to go see it. Can we go see the plantation? So finally he says yes. And he only says yes to get them to shut up. He doesn't actually want to see it. He doesn't really genuinely care. He just wants his kids to shut up. So on their way to this plantation, Pitty Sing, the grandmother's cat that she snuck on this road trip in her basket, jumps out because the grandmother kicked the basket. The cat jumps out, claws Bailey, and he crashes the car. Now, June Starr, in her typical brat-ass fashion, says, "We've had an accident." And then she goes, "Oh, but no one died." And she's very upset because this is a kind of a weird moment because why in the world would you say that? Why would you want somebody to be dead? Anyway, this is a little bit of foreshadowing as well. So the grandmother, okay, previous to the trip, right before they left, made sure to tell everyone that she was dressing in a beautiful hat and some nice lace gloves and a beautiful dress because she said that if they died, they wanted whoever to happen upon them to recognize that she was a lady. Okay, so they get into this accident. They make sure everybody's okay. They get out of the car. The mother most likely dislocated her shoulder, but that's really not that important. Um, and while they're now stranded on the side of the road, this black hearse-like looking car rides up alongside, and it's none other than the Misfit. Well, as the two different groups, the Misfit has two different people with him. Oh my God, John Boy and shit, what's his name? Hiram. Not John Boy. It's Hiram and someone else. Now I just can't remember what his name was. I think it was John Boy. It doesn't matter. But the grandmother, as they're talking, goes, "I know you. You're the Misfit." She doomed them all. She truly doomed them all. If she had never said that she recognized him and then did not call him by name, then most likely everybody would be alive. However, because she says that she knows him, then names him, the Misfit sends John Boy and Hiram to kill them, 2 by 2. So he first takes Bailey and John Wesley back into the woods. The two of the John Boy and Bailey take John Wesley and fucking A. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. John Boy and Hiram take Bailey and John Wesley into the woods, shoot them. The mother is sad. June Star is a little sad, but she's kind of like, yay, somebody died. The two come back, and the Misfit asks the mother, "Would you like to join the rest of your family?" And she says yes. So the two hired helpers take the mother and June Star into the woods and kill them. Now, at this point, the grandmother has not pleaded for anyone's life but her own. She does not give a crap about anybody from her family except for herself. Also, just so we know, the cat is now nowhere to be found. So at this point, the grandmother is trying to reason with the Misfit and saying, "You're one of my own. You're practically my own kid. Why would you, you wouldn't shoot a lady. I'm a lady." Now, at this point, she's not a lady. We all know she's not a lady. She's a horrible lady. Okay. The grandmother reaches out and touches him. And in that instant that she touches him, he shoots her. Now, we can say that, I'm sorry. The Misfit says she would have been a nice lady if someone were there to shoot her every 2 minutes of her life. So he's saying that the only time that she shows that she is good is when death is knocking on her door. Okay, so the Misfit, the grandmother is trying to convince her that he's a good man, but obviously he's not, even though, he says that he killed his father, or at least that's what people say that he did, and that's why he was in jail. He said he doesn't really remember doing it, but it doesn't matter because it's what people believed. Let's see, what else can we say? Yeah, it would have been better for you all, lady, if you hadn't recognized me. So some of the themes are chance, grace, and spiritual blindness. So the grandmother tries to convince the Misfit that he is good, but the Misfit can't see it. And the Misfit can't see it because he has been told from his time in jail that he was a bad person. He's a murderer, and that's not good. We have no idea why he possibly killed his father. We don't know if there was like some type of abuse or some type of something that caused him to do that. We don't even know if it's true. The other part, grace, God's grace always falls on somebody who's undeserving. So the grandmother, she realizes that all humans are part of one family. And that's why she says, "You're one of my own children," to the Misfit. She's not really the mother of the Misfit, but it doesn't matter. She's trying to act as God. Chance is Bailey and the grandmother's choices set off a chain of events that bring about their demise. If the grandmother had, number one, never brought Pity Singh, they wouldn't have gotten into that accident. Two, if the grandma didn't tell about this plantation that was supposedly in Georgia on their way to Florida, and if she had spoken up about the fact that she lied and misthought of it being in Georgia when it was actually in Tennessee, then they could still be alive. So there's a few things that go on with that. Let's see, what else? It was published, so this was published in 53, which is why it was also set in the 50s. It is a short story. It's a little shorter than Where Are You Going, Where Have You Been, but they both fall into that gothic kind of genre. Just interesting to know she died of lupus when she was 39 years old. I think that's about all I have on A Good Man Is Hard to Find. I'm going to be posting another video in a few minutes about how to do an outline, because your outlines are due on Monday. So there is something for that. I have to come up with a topic of choice for this one. Other than that, I hope, if you guys did read it, that's awesome. If you didn't read it, you should. It is a good read. It's an interesting read because it's completely deceiving about the title. It has nothing about finding an actual eligible bachelor. Okay. Other than that, that's all I have for now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.